love the smell of oatmeal in the morning. Smells like breakfast. Hello, everyone. I'm Sean Mooney, and I've been commissioned First Lieutenant by Coliseum Video to get you through this battle of the WWF Superstars. But don't worry, I've got combat experience. Well, at least at verbal assault, anyway. This battle will be one of the most prized victories in your Coliseum Video collection. With unparalleled action, you'll taste the thrill of victory on our battlefield, the squared circle. And with my expert leadership, hopefully we'll avoid the agony of defeat. Now, as you can hear, the action is already hot and heavy, and headquarters has radioed that there will be no let-up. There are no demilitarized zones on this tape. Let me give you a quick briefing on our battle plan. We'll track the course of the Intercontinental Championship and bring you the final match of a tournament for that prestigious belt. The Bushwhackers will clash with the guitar-wielding duo of Rhythm and Blues. In an exclusive Coliseum profile, Dusty Rhodes shows how a common man deals with life in the WWF trenches. Man, that was close. I mean, Lord Alfred Hayes went on a dangerous mission high above the arena floor. We'll get his full report. Jake the Snake Roberts and the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase go at each other tooth and claw in an encounter about as subtle as a grenade in a fish tank. And if our exclusive WWF trivia test doesn't leave you shell-shocked, this will. The WWF Champion Ultimate Warrior puts his title on the line against Mr. Perfect. This is getting a little too close for me. Let's go to our first tag team match of the month and some words of war from the participants. Anybody see my foxhole?
Oh! We're right here on Coliseum Video in Battle of the WWF Superstars.
And Rhythm and Blues, we can do it all. Not only do we sing, do we dance, do we rock and roll, but we are finely tuned precision wrestling tag team.
In fact, on this WWF Superstars, Coliseum Video presents Rhythm and Blues. You're gonna see singing, dancing. Oh yeah, and a lot of guitar playing with the Bushwhackers. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah! Oh, Cousin Luke, isn't this bloody great? Here we are on the battle of the WWF Super Bloody Stars!
Only on Coliseum Video.
Yeah, right here! And coming up, Cousin Luke, we're taking on those two bloody greaseballs, the Rhythm and Blues!
The bloody Rhythm and Blues, cousin!
Let's show them right here on video how we're gonna demolish them right in front of their eyes! Yay!
Music right there, bushwhacking music.
Weighing 459 pounds, Luke and Butch, the Bushwhacker.
Like the maintenance crew here at the Garden. Well, Hammer the Honky didn't waste any time getting out of there. Remember, of course, what happened, Your Lordship, at WrestleMania 6? These two guys came out of nowhere.
They certainly did.
Did a little guitar stomping of their own.
They did indeed.
Unprovoked attack, too. Unprovoked, huh?
I tell you something.
What a short memory you have, Brain.
Rhythm and Blues didn't like the change of music, and they certainly didn't like the entrance of these two, Butch and Luke.
Have you ever smelled these guys? They smell like the bilge of a tuna ship. I mean, they're constantly eating sardines. I don't know if they shower. They live on the back of those big things that you see. They're called dumpsters, I think.
Sort of like Haku.
Haku's a gentleman.
Oh, we're underway here already. The music has stopped, the bell is gone, and the hammer's getting hammered.
You know, I have to agree with Bobby. There's a considerable stench when these two are around near you.
There's an air about them.
Yes.
Funny, I haven't heard anyone else complaining about that, Your Lordship.
Have you ever been near
Except
them
maybe Brother Love.
on an airplane?
He complained one time.
Are they twins?
No, they're not twins.
If they were twins, Luke is so dumb he wouldn't know his brother's birthday.
Stop.
Are they cousins? Are they sisters, aunts? What are they? They related at all to anything that lives or moves?
They are related, yes. Luke's father and Butch's father were fathers. Look out!
Well, you certainly cleared things up for people here.
Cleared that up for you.
Yes.
Honky getting his clock cleaned right now.
And there's some moron at home saying, yeah, the gorilla's right about that.
Going to work on that left arm and shoulder. He won't be able to pluck them guitars very well after this one's over.
You know, I like the Bushwhackers. They know just one way, don't they? Forwards.
That's it.
But rhythm and blues is ambidextrous. They can play with either hand.
They can.
Yes.
There's absolutely nothing subtle about the Bushwhackers' approach to wrestling.
Like I've said, they're living proof that the Three Stooges had children.
Never heard of an ambidextrous guitar player in my life, Brian.
Honky
I guess
and
I have
Valentine
now, right?
self-taught themselves.
Yes.
Well, you've heard of a piano player play with two hands, same thing.
It's not the same thing.
Close.
How quick the tide can turn here.
Harp player plays with two hands.
A what?
A harp player.
Oh, harp.
You know nothing about music.
Oh, a little late lunch.
Well, there's only be 2 bite marks because he's missing all his front teeth. And the referee lets him bite. Just lets him bite.
Well, I can't endorse that either. That is just not right. The referee should have broken that hold a long time before. You can't have a flagrant breach of the rules like that go.
Do you know how bad a human bite is? And they're not human.
Not as bad as a weasel bite, though.
Oh, weasel bites are... Well, I don't know anything about weasel bites. I don't even know what a weasel is.
Honky needs to make a tag here. And he realized it, too, and got over there.
Well, Honky didn't fare so well against the Bushwhackers. Let's see how Greg the Hammer does.
That can't be their hair. That's got to be nerve ends.
And that is Butch of the Bushwhackers you were looking at then.
One spot on his head is completely rubbed off.
Well, they do a lot of rubbing.
And they've made a tag, and it's Luke in there.
Almost all his fur's gone. Are they paging one of the Bushwhackers' relatives?
No, they're complaining about all the grease that's in the hair of the Hammer. Grease ball they're calling.
Oh, I thought they were, you know how they usually paid somebody if a child's lost. I thought maybe.
I think they're going. They're leaving. Rhythm and Blues are going.
I would too.
The Mouth of the South doesn't want that to happen. He's trying desperately hard to get them back in again. And if they're not careful, they're going to be counted out.
Well, the referee lost control. He never let Rhythm Blues start the match like they wanted to. Good wrestling moves, in and out switches, go behind takedowns. These 2 garbage men hit the ring, and the referee just lost it.
Brain, you're the journalist. You're supposed to enlighten us and know everything about what's going on. Why does Honky have Wild Thing on the back of his tights?
I don't know.
Oh.
Next.
I can't make out what's on the back of the Hammers. It's not Wild Thing, I know that.
Only the Lonely.
Only the Lonely. Wasn't that a Roy Orbison tune, your lordship?
It was, yes.
Only the Lonely.
Well, the way I understand it is he recorded the song and Roy just...
stole it, right?
No, he lip-synced it.
Oh, sorry.
Roy lip-synced it.
And Cousin Luke is down suffering at the moment, and his cousin, if he is his cousin, Butch is very animated on the outside. And look at
Hammer suffering right now.
They could be sisters.
They're not thinking about singing at the moment.
There is nothing, absolutely nothing orthodox about what the Bushwhackers do. Completely unexpected.
Look at this, double atomic drop coming up on the Hammer. They nailed him.
And look at the referee.
Double clothesline.
Come on, get him out of there, referee.
Referee's enjoying it.
Oh, Patrick Ram on Honky there.
When I pulled into the garden here tonight in my limo, I looked out the window and they were walking down 8th Avenue just like that.
And everybody here going absolutely wild.
Everybody,
for the Bushwhackers.
Everybody on 8th Avenue was doing the same thing with the Bushwhackers.
Does that tell you something? They like these guys.
Because, I mean, this town's in bad shape.
Of course, never sell a guy short like the Hammer.
Never. They're both former Intercontinental champions. They have Jimmy Hart.
Butch has got the Hammer pinned, and he just getting over that.
I don't think I can ever remember another tag team combination where both members, your lordship, were former Intercontinental champions.
No, that is most unusual. You know, I said some time ago that the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, shows his genius quite clearly in the way he's been able to bring these two together, the Honky Tonk Man and Greg the Hammer.
seems to be reaching the pinnacle of the premier manager here in the World Wrestling Federation.
No, he's not that good, I'll tell you that. He's done a good job, a fair job. He hasn't done that good a job.
I knew that would work.
He hasn't. He's got these two guys together, which is good. They're both former Intercontinental champion. I wouldn't say he's the best manager.
Wouldn't that be a difficult job to do, though, Bobby? I mean, both these men have a terrific ego, Honky Tonk and Greg the Hammer. Very hard to align them.
Well, that's when money talks.
Tide has turned again in this one.
And they have big egos. You probably have to make a lot of concessions, give them a lot of little extra perks.
Rhythm and Blues have taken control of this one once again.
Jimmy's got Dino Bravo. He's got the Earthquake. He's busy. Keeps you busy, but he's a good manager, but he's not that great.
Well,
Doesn't have any gold, does he?
No, he don't.
No gold in the Colonel's family and no gold in the Heenan family.
Matter of time.
Oh. Just stating the fact. Whip in, a hammer over the top, a double dribble there almost. Oh, look at that. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make a duck out of it.
That's exactly what? I don't know. What the hell are you talking about?
It's the unorthodox style of these bushwhackers that have Rhythm and Blues completely befuddled, your lordship.
Oh, they have indeed.
Alfred, from all your years in the ring, when you knew who your opponent was, you prepared yourself for his weaknesses, for his strength.
Yes.
How do you prepare yourself for the bushwhackers?
There's no way you can possibly do it.
No, you bring 2 bars of soap so you can clean up afterwards. That's about the best way.
They have no game plan when they come into the ring. They do what is completely unexpected and get away with it.
And put plenty of grease on yourself so the bite marks don't show.
Irish whip coming up by Honky. Oh, and a beauty.
Oh, power in that from the Honky Tonk Man.
Funny thing about these bushwhackers, they can take a beating. Well, look at them.
They've taken some very heavy beatings along the way.
The Honky Tonk Man often claimed and still does that he was the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time.
Well, he was very good.
Boy, Pat Patterson got very upset when he made that statement.
So did Rude.
Yeah.
He was very good.
Macho Man also didn't like that remark either.
Pretty brash statement, and Rude can back it up, but, the other guys.
Well, Patterson could back that up at one time. He could back up most things.
Oh, nice backbreaker. Well executed by the Hammer, going for the cover. 2 count now.
That he claimed for himself. They're having their problems, Rhythm and Blues, with the bushwhackers. They just cannot work these two out.
Now, has the referee ever checked their pockets to see if they're carrying any foreign objects?
I'm sure that's done in the locker room area.
But on the way out, somebody could pass them something. I mean, if somebody was that devious and treacherous, they could do that.
Well, that was a kind of stupid move there just moments ago by the Hammer, as the bushwhacker didn't really know where he was inside the ring and was trying to reach backwards to make a tag, but it was in the wrong corner, and Valentine wouldn't let him.
Yes.
He was trying to reach back to where Honky was, and Valentine was stopping him from going back into his own corner.
Could it be it's an epidemic? You just hang with the bushwhackers and you get stupid.
Well, maybe.
I don't think there's been an overdose of grey matter upstairs with Valentine.
Well, can you get shots for this? I sure don't want to catch it.
Honky knew when to get out of there and make the tag.
Of course, I could lose half my senses and still have an IQ of over 200.
Oh, please. Is that including your street address?
Butch is taking some heavy shots now from the Hammer.
Hammer with a nice elbow. Very nonchalant cover. You're not going to beat him that way. But the Hammer is just getting warmed up.
They say a person that's demented and crazy, pretty hard person to beat. There you go. There's your answer.
Butch seems a little the worse for wear there, and it's not often you see him in that situation. And now Cousin Luke on the inside is taking a hammering.
Front face lock. Now he's headed for the right corner, as he wasn't moments ago. Of course, his partner better get over there.
Yes.
He was down the line there, fooling around. Now the tag is made, but I don't believe the referee saw it. No, he did not. And he won't see this double team.
Good tag work. Good tag work.
Oh, nailed his own partner right between the eyes.
That was a very heavy blow from the Hammer. And the Honky Tonk Man
There's
is
a
out.
tag made.
Put the brakes on. Slow him down, slow him down. Come on, Honky. Oh,
He's cleaning house here now. Double noggin knocker coming up. Whammo.
For one time, the Bushwhacker took his time, and he measured both men. Oh, what a great clothesline. He's got him. Well,
Honky was coming over to make the save, and he got stopped dead in his tracks.
all four in the ring now.
Mayhem. Referee's lost control of this one.
Jimmy, get your men together.
I don't even see that little pipsqueak.
That runs down there.
Oh, wait, I tell him you said that.
No, I said he's down front.
Well, we saw him down there somewhere, but it hasn't been evident of late.
Action on the inside, action on the outside. And the Hammer got caught right in the middle of that move. Whoa, what a
What
roundhouse.
a shot.
Oh, it's not often you see Valentine go down from one shot.
You see his head whip back.
Look
Oh.
out. He caught Honky coming around with a chair to clobber his partner. And look at this. Honky on his bicycle all the way back to the locker room. Referee counting.
Valentine's the legal man.
No, I believe Honky.
No, I believe Valentine's the legal man.
No, I believe Honky's the legal man.
It's the man with the black hair.
I'm not quite sure who is
Well,
legal.
the bell is rung anyway.
There was so much
Let's
going
try
on.
to-
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's find out what
the
happened.
referee has awarded this bout as a result
Yeah.
of a count out to Rhythm
Got it. Got it.
Blues.
What did I tell you? He's the legal man.
Oh, I disagree with that.
There was so much interchanging on the tag teams there
And the action continues to go on.
Dummy's still out there.
that it was quite impossible to say who was, but the referee had a very, very close eye on it.
Finish him off, Hammer. He's all yours.
Match is over a long time ago.
Take a shot too, Jimmy.
This is mere extracurricular activity now.
The match is over, Jimmy. It's like dessert. Take a shot at him.
The Colonel distracting. A nice job of distracting. Figure four, look out, a chance to steal one. Right on the back of the Hammer.
Get out of there now. Get out.
He's hurt. He doesn't know where out is.
Where's Honky?
Honky's already back in the locker room.
Honky better come back and save his partner here. They're getting ready for a battering ram.
Battering ram coming up. And there goes the Hammer. Jimmy collecting him in a hurry.
Dance all you want, stupid. You lost the match.
Kind of a moral victory, I'd say.
Moral victories put nothing in your pocket.
Prime example of jungle warfare waged by the Bushwhackers. Now, when the Ultimate Warrior defeated Hulk Hogan in the now legendary match at WrestleMania 6, he held both the WWF title and the Intercontinental Championship. After WWF President Jack Tunney ruled that one man could not hold both belts simultaneously, a tournament was devised to fill the vacant Intercontinental title. Now, Lord Alfred Hayes, could you please map out the strategy for us?
Certainly, Lieutenant. 4 matches were set up to decide the Intercontinental Championship. In the first round, it was Tito Santana taking on Akeem. Brutus Beefcake versus Dino Bravo, Superfly Jimmy Snuka against Mr. Perfect, and Roddy Piper taking on the model Rick Martel. After several weeks of grueling matches, only Tito Santana and Mr. Perfect remained. Let's take a look at this historic match.
The following contest.
I must say, had it not been for Mr. Perfect, Brutus the Barber Beefcake would be the man who would be meeting Tito Santana this week.
First, weighing 200.
Well, and Tito ought to thank him.
Mr.
Saved him a match, didn't it? Got him right into a title shot. Yeah. And there's the man right there, Mr. Perfect. Little smirk on the face of Mr. Perfect. Hey, it's called eliminate the competition one way or another. Well, he's going to have a very difficult time eliminating his opponent, former Intercontinental Champion, Tito Santana. You wouldn't even let the Fink announce him, would you? You got to beat the Fink to the punch. What a nice guy you are. What do you mean? I'm not stepping on the Fink's toes. Here it is right now, the announcement. Perfect. And Santana the favorite here. What?
Yes.
What bookie you talking to?
Well, I think there's no mistake here that Santana is the odds-on favorite to win this matchup. It's close, but Santana has the edge.
You and I come from a different side of the street then.
Well, there's no question about that.
Because everybody I'm talking to says Perfect's the favorite. Look how smartly he got himself into the finals. Look at the Ali shuffle right there.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Quick go behind there by Mr. Perfect. Santana looking for the switch, and he went upstairs with the elbow. That'll break it up nicely.
Absolutely.
The jaw, that is.
Couldn't break it no other way. Couldn't get the hands loose and do a nice go behind. Had to throw a flagrant elbow.
Flagrant?
Absolutely. Hey, Chico's not above bending the rules. Anybody born and raised in Tijuana, that's a wild lifestyle down there, McMahon.
You ever been down there?
Plenty of times. We're stationed in San Diego.
Shoulder block by Santana, hits the ropes again. Nice takedown by Perfect.
Good wrestling by Mr. Perfect.
Nice wrestling by Santana. And Perfect tried, nice reversal and another reversal. Oh my, they're going round and round here. Look at this. And again,
and
the elbow.
To the ear.
When you ride too high, you're going to get hit with the elbow.
It's all right. Perfect's just checking out to see how far Chico wants to go with the rule breaking.
Oh, I see. So warning here by, look at that. Santana looking to referee, and that's all Mr. Perfect needed to clip him across the jaw. Nice reversal, Perfect out of the buckle, over the hip, up and nicely down, drop kicking out goes Perfect.
And so far, Chico getting the upper hand. Now he's taking it to the floor.
Why not?
I told you Chico fought Tijuana style.
Santana more aggressive than we've ever seen him, and he wants this one badly.
You know, they used to call me the Prince of Tijuana, McMahon.
The Prince of Tijuana?
Yep.
What a maneuver! 1, 2! Why?
I can't tell you that. We have a young audience.
The Prince of Tijuana. I'll have to think about that one. Santana with the armbar on Mr. Perfect.
And this match again for the Intercontinental Championship. The finalists, there you're looking at them. Chico, Santana, and Mr. Perfect. Beautiful arm lock there by Chico. He's got that cinched in real strong.
And reaching for the hair. Come on, Perfect, let go.
That was a mistake. Chico should have stayed in the position he was in, I think.
Needed a midsection. Santana still hanging on. No. To the side. Nice maneuver by Santana. Off the rope again. Another shoulder block. He bowls Perfect over. To the ropes over Perfect. No. Oh, did you see that? He just tripped him up. A lucky maneuver on the part of Mr. Perfect. And that was sheer luck.
Luck.
Yes.
Well, I'll have to believe that coming from someone with all the ring experience you got, McMahon.
Now, wait a minute. You could see that was sheer luck on the part of Perfect.
And that was a lucky chop right there.
No, was it?
Let's see what other lucky things Perfect can get away with.
Oh, my. Vicious right hand by Perfect. Santana back to the ring as well as Mr. Perfect.
Kick to the short ribs right there. Yeah. Lucky, of course.
Listen, he's had one lucky move go his way. Santana hasn't had much luck as of yet. Look at the side there of Santana.
Let me tell you something, McMahon. Luck is not going to win this match.
You don't know that.
It will be skill on the part of either wrestler, not luck.
And Mr. Perfect pouring it on. Kick to the chest area, another one. Perfect hammering away on Santana, who isn't doing much to defend himself at this moment. Perfect's even talking to him. Santana retaliating with a left, now a right. This match turning into a slugfest a moment ago. Off the rope, back body, no. Sunset flip, that'll get him. 1, 2. Oh, he couldn't quite hook the ankles over the shoulder. Oh, look at Perfect. He's right on top of him. 1. That's all he gets.
Well,
seesaw matchup.
Absolutely, both guys going to have to wear each other down a little bit more before there'll be a...
My goodness.
Big forearm, and that's going to send Chico out to the floor. Now, you notice, Perfect's not running out to the floor like Chico did. Perfect's keeping the match in the ring where it belongs.
Must be a reason. Santana's going to pull him out. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, now this is well within the rules, ain't it? That's good sportsmanship, Chico.
And again, the leg.
What a sport. Yeah, that's right, Morella. Warn him one more. Disqualify him right now. Mr. Perfect trying to make it a wrestling match. Chico trying to turn it into a Tijuana brawl.
This is for the Intercontinental Championship. And yes, Santana continues to work on the left leg. And again. Well, what do you think, Jesse? You think the odds are in favor of Santana now?
Actually, I got to give Chico credit. I presume this match would be a wrestling match, knowing Chico. But Chico's turned it into a Pier 6 brawl, breaking every rule there is to break.
Well, whatever
I can't believe how hungry Chico is for this title. He would give up his integrity for that belt. Just goes to show you.
Santana! Oh, wait a minute, what's that?
It's Bobby
Heenan doing there?
Apparently, Bobby's seen enough rule breaking. Coming down to give the ref a piece of his mind. Beautiful move, this could be it.
No, that's not it. Whoa, wow, that was close.
Great wrestling move on the part of Mr. Perfect.
You can never count Mr. Perfect out.
And Perfect staying within the rules, Santana breaking him flagrantly.
Santana now with Perfect. Slams him down to the canvas with authority. Here it comes. Wait a minute, get off the apron. Get off the apron. Santana with kicks to the midsection. Perfect again. Wait a minute. No. Two.
He's got him. Oh, no. He beat him with a wrestling move. Not breaking the rule once, McMahon. Not like Chico.
The winner of this bout. I can't believe this. Mr. Perfect.
And it was no luck involved, McMahon.
No.
Clear-cut wrestling move. Inside cradle. Caught Chico. 1, 2, 3 count. There's your new Perfect Intercontinental Champion.
Well, let's take another look because I believe Tito Santana was distracted by Bobby Heenan. Ready to go for the forearm. Heenan jumps up on the apron. Santana coming over to chase Heenan away.
Never made contact
Perfect
with him.
catches his win there.
And look at the beautiful inside cradle move right there. Locks it. Chico can kick all he wants. He's in there for the 3 count.
What's this now?
Not only do you not have a perfect World Wrestling Intercontinental Champion, but I would like to introduce my new manager, the Perfect Manager, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
What? Heenan's got the gold again, McMahon.
I can't believe it. Bobby Heenan, the manager of the new Intercontinental Champion, Mr. Perfect.
The new Intercontinental Champion, Mr. Perfect, with his new manager, Bobby the Brain Heenan. We now move from a man who thinks of himself as absolutely perfect to a man who wages war on behalf of the common man. He is not a ranking officer playing some war game behind a desk. He's the grunt out there in the trenches getting the job done. Here's Dusty Rhodes.
This is Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. We talking about Coliseum Video. We talking about Dusty Rhodes, a little plumber son from Austin, Texas, who every time you see him brings it all to you, reaches out and grabs you by the heart, takes America in his hand. 'Cause every time I go home, baby, and Coliseum Video is bringing it to you, my little daughter lay her head on my chest. And I'm just a pumping, baby. And she frightens up and she say, "Woo, what is that?" I say, "Baby, what's the matter?" She said, "Daddy, I hear the heartbeat of America, the American dream. Dusty Rhodes Coliseum Video. Woo!
Led towards the ring by his manager, Sapphire, from Austin, Texas, weighing 288 pounds, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes!
Woo! What a team, what a team. You know, she's good to have at picnics. Keeps the flies off the food.
Oh, come on. Well, Akeem likes to dance, and the Dream likes to dance, and Sapphire, and so does the Slickster.
That's exactly right.
Denny Terry as the referee.
Check her out. Inspiration to the Dream. We're talking about Sapphire.
Woo! Perspiration.
Inspiration.
She's got the rhythm.
Look at Slick over there. Like a bone rack jumping behind that big old ham bone there, a big Akeem's. That's Slick.
I think the American Dream's going to go home with the small end of the purse tonight.
You think so?
Yep.
Well, it's possible.
Sapphire should just go home, wherever that could be.
And where should you go?
I'm going out in the town tonight.
Yeah.
Big Apple, that's my kind of town.
Yeah. I guess the Dining and Dashing will go up tonight.
I wish I could hear what the Slickster's saying to Sapphire.
I'll tell you if you take your headset off.
Oh, God, Sapphire gave a shot and he's out. Is he upset or what?
She's got no right doing that.
Well, you don't know what he said to her.
Common manager
What
courtesy.
could he say to her that wouldn't be true?
Some derogatory statement.
It's probably true, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
I could believe you'd say that.
Bell's gone. This one is officially underway.
I mean, to call her a manager is disgraceful. I've spent my life in
You resemble that remark, too.
I've spent my life in
Very
this
good,
sport.
Gorilla.
I spent my life in this sport, like me or not. But I mean, she comes along
Not.
just because she's his fan and cheers him on and wears polka dots. She's called a manager now. That's a disgrace. She can manage how to get out of this building.
He can go out there and choose whomever he likes to be his manager.
Well, that's the only person that would hang around with him, something like that.
Yeah.
Sawed off runt and polka dots.
Cheerful guy, this Bobby Heenan, huh, Gorilla?
Well,
Always got kind words to say about folks. Real people person.
You'll learn, Hillbilly, that people get in the way.
what a matchup this is going to be. So important to the career of both men.
Whoa, did you see that turnbuckle bend that time? Woo, it was a load of a man hit that one.
Akeem feeling the pain right now.
Look at this. Measuring him for another. Didn't need to.
He went down without it.
Woo.
Oh, he's so proud of himself.
Going to take a rest here now while he's waiting. I wouldn't wait. I'd be right on the guy.
Why don't you go over and get some instructions from your manager? I'm sure.
Looks like his instructions are working pretty good so far.
Slickster definitely getting him.
That's right. This Heenan needs to get it together a little better. He's seeing different matches than we are.
Woo! Turn into a fisticuffs match here. I believe Dusty might be a little bit too fast.
I'd say so. This Dream wants to go with it, that's right.
For Akeem?
This Akeem is going to have pretty much. There you go.
Whoa, elbow right between the eyes.
You know, for years I've thought there's always been something in Dusty Rhodes' elbow pad.
Yeah, a big old elbow.
Nah, there's more than that in there.
And obviously you still think so, right?
He's the kind of a guy that would load it.
Got the big African Dream rocking and reeling here.
Dusty's right on him, too. Look at there. He's tied up and ain't going nowhere. Slick's got to be going a little bit nuts outside there.
Putting a little extra leverage on the top rope. Referee spotted it. Makes him get out of there in a hurry. Oof, tough to get him untangled.
He's a big man.
Whoa.
Right on top of the head.
Boy, he went down.
Got every bit of that 450 pounds behind that shot.
That's how quick the tide can change when you got a 467-pound man there, girl. You know yourself.
No question. The Dream feeling the pain now.
Sure enough he is. Yo, there's Sapphire. She's getting them going now.
She certainly is. Doing her job.
Hey, old Dream's responding too.
Not like some other managers I know.
That's right.
Like a cheerleader for Weight Watchers.
Going to work on the trapezius area. Slickster expounding the virtues of his man. Or is he antagonizing Sapphire? I think he was antagonizing Sapphire.
Oh,
I would.
Oh, ran right into that elbow.
I'll tell you, Sapphire being a woman, she gets out there at the ringside for any of my matches. If she wants to call herself a manager, she's going to have to take the consequences.
boy.
Referee counting.
Mercy.
Luckily, a big Akeem just jumped up in there, break that counter. They both would have been counted out.
Well, you're a fine one to talk with Mr. Heenan about knocking somebody out. A woman. That's his speed, isn't it?
Well, she wants to be a manager. She wants to get involved in a man's sport. There's no place in wrestling for women.
Well, if you want to be a manager, why do you want to get involved in wrestling? When you're not in the ring, your men are in the ring. You should do your conducting.
But I have an investment. I don't have to defend myself to you.
Why don't you tell that to Queen Sherry? That there's no place for women in wrestling. I'll tell her you said that.
She'd like to. How about that?
I'll tell the Macho King you said that, too.
Yeah,
I don't care what you do. I have my opinion. I have a right to it.
Sure.
Being a journalist, I can say whatever I want.
Journalist.
What?
Host and journalist, yeah.
A host, huh?
This place going bananas right now, and the Dream on his feet. That adrenaline flowing through that body.
Team should keep him down.
You can't get him down.
Backed him right up into the corner. That's one way to break that hold. Look at the girth. King. Oh, want to rearrange his facial expression here. I think you should have went for another 10.
That's amazing. Totally amazing.
What's amazing?
But these humanoids can count to 10.
Yeah.
This is the Big Apple, Brain. This is not Hollywood.
No, we count.
It's not Beverly Hills.
There we count in billions.
Yeah.
Cash, property, jewelry,
Whoa!
cars, beautiful ladies, restaurants.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing here then?
That's right. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Who asked you to come here?
You're not needed here.
What's this, Echo Mountain? See, they gang up on me, folks.
Right over the shoulder of Sapphire. Her man's down right now, but not for long.
Next month, I may have 2 new co-hosts.
Oh, is that right?
Where are you going to be? You won't be here.
I have a contract.
Slickster shouting something to the referee. Akeem trying to hold on to that bear hug.
Gonna hit him with that loaded elbow pad.
Do you see the hole in it there? Do you see that there's nothing there?
No, but he does too much damage with that elbow just to have his elbow in there. And when he hits people, they go down. Now, he's a tough guy, I understand that.
That wasn't enough to break it.
No.
Neither was that one. 3 times is the key number.
Ooh.
Don't hit him in the head, Akeem. There's nothing in there.
Cedric headache number 35.
You know, this Rhodes is a little bit like Greg the Hammer Valentine. The harder you beat on him, the tougher he gets. I'll give him credit for that.
Whoa! Akeem telegraphed that move. Look at the lefts. Oh, there's the right, and the big guy's down.
That's right.
But Rhodes is an illiterate hick. You know that as well as I do.
What?
I wasn't talking about you. I said Rhodes is an illiterate hick.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Slickster got up on the apron. Sapphire over there to jerk him down. Doing her job. That's what she's supposed to do. Slickster had no business getting up on the apron.
Oh, no. Wait just a minute. Now, that's not right.
Hakeem with his hands on Sapphire. The Dream comes over to help out, and he gets clobbered.
Slick's got her now. He gave her a shove.
What's going on here? This thing's getting out of hand. Look at this.
Oh, high knee by the Slickster, and he got his own man. The count continues on, and the Dream is victorious.
That's right.
No way.
What great managing by Slick, huh, Heenan?
Oh, I never said he was a great manager like me.
You're just anybody's dog at a hunt with you. You know that?
The Dream, the winner on a count out here in Madison Square Garden. You can bet that the Slickster won't be too happy about that.
Whoa, whoa. Here's the Slick. He just... That's right. Completely out of there. That's where he needs to be.
Hakeem needs to go home with a winner's share of the money because he eats up a lot of groceries in order to keep that 450 pounds going.
I don't even like the song.
Boy, I think it's a great number with a lot of rhythm.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to Americana Butcher Shop. We don't sell no soda pop, but if you're looking for good beef, this is the place to stop. Ernest, come on over here. We're going to take you in the treasure chest of beef right here and show you what it's all about here at Americana. Come on in here now, Ernest. Oh, man, and look at that nice piece of veal hanging up there. Ernest, tell them folk about this veal right here.
Nice
leg of veal. Leg of veal. And what is this two-legged creature right here? We know what that is.
Nice leg of lamb.
Leg of lamb. I love leg of lamb. What we got right here, them old rump roasts and everything.
That's a nice rump roast.
Ooh, and we know what this is right here.
That's a bologna.
This is bologna, and we are full of it today. Yeah, come on over here. We're going to make some Americana right here, ground up beef. Look here, stick it right in there. Get that thing working down in there. Now look down on the other end here, and you will see some of the finest Americana ground beef in the country right there. Woo-wee! That looks so good. Let me tell you something now. I'm going to tell you one time, you cannot beat my prices. But you sure can't beat my meat.
Hey, and you?
Hello, everyone. I'm Lord Alfred Hayes. Welcome to the World Wrestling Federation and to this exclusive Coliseum video match. Here ringside with me is my colleague, Sean Mooney.
Boy, Alfred, what an introduction. And right off the top of your head, no less.
Oh, I never referred to notes.
Never. You wouldn't do a thing like that. Look at that cold stare of the big boss man. And Alfred, you told me earlier that you had a little brush with the law. Tell me a little bit about that and the big boss man?
No, that would be self-incriminating, and I wouldn't incriminate myself in any way whatsoever. I did have a brush with the boss man, however, and seeing that he is only dispensing justice within the ring, it's not so bad.
Well, how about his opponent here? Folks, come alive with his arrival, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And Lord Alfred Hayes, he is ready to enforce a few laws of his own.
Well, it certainly looks that way. I know for a fact he did steal that cap and nightstick from the big boss man in a previous encounter. Obviously, he's going to try and use those instruments against him.
And obviously, the big boss man and his manager Slick not pleased with that theft. Boss man has vowed to get even in this encounter. It's going to be one tough task.
It really is going to be a tough task. We may see the boss man get some revenge, some measure of revenge. Listen to Slick. He never stops, does he?
Never.
We may see him get some measure of revenge here against Dusty Rhodes. Of course, only time will tell.
Now, what are some of the charges he has brought against Dusty Rhodes?
Well,
assaulting an officer? I think that would be one of them.
Yes, and insulting an officer, too.
Lock up, big forearm. across the back of Dusty Rhodes. Doesn't really seem to have affected him much.
No,
I think he's more making fun of the Big Boss Man.
Yes, I think that's what he was doing.
And the Big Boss Man says, well, if you think that, come on back for more.
And there certainly is more where that one came from. You can...
Once again, that time the forearm drops Dusty Rhodes to the canvas.
Yes, there was no...
Just pancaked him.
No making a mockery of him after that.
Sizing each other up once again. They lock up. Nice shot there, Alfred. I think I'm very pleased that we are up here and not in that corner.
Yes, that was very, very close to the action. Our cameramen certainly take us right inside the ringside here.
Flurry of blows here from Dusty Rhodes, one after another. And the last one. Drops the Big Boss Man to his back on the canvas. Looks as though he has kind of a perplexed look on his face.
Yes, he did, but that was a very, very good bait that Bossman fed to Dusty Rhodes there. He really suckered him into that, missed completely with that elbow drop.
Showed some quickness there.
He did indeed.
On the lawman's part. Although, Alfred, I've never been quite sure just which side of the law he represents. Mostly his own, I think.
I think so, yes. And that of Slick's, of course.
3 elbows, the last one to the, and an extra one there on the forehead. And now the Boss Man in a very vulnerable position as Dusty Rhodes keeps up the onslaught on top of the second rope.
I don't know if you've noticed this, Sean, but our referee, Danny Davis, a little reticent to come in and admonish Dusty Rhodes.
Can you blame him when you have 2 men that size going at it?
Oh, he nailed him with that one.
And Slick could not stand to see the Big Boss Man take that kind of punishment. And we've had a bell, and I think we're going to have a disqualification, Lord Alfred Hayes. But it's not over yet. And I don't think the Big Boss Man or the Doctor of Style care what the official word is going to be on this encounter.
I really don't, but we did see Slick come in with the handcuffs there.
Dusty Rhodes out of it at this point, and helpless to do much to stop this devious pair. Handcuffs on one of the wrists, but Dusty Rhodes comes alive and knocks the Big Boss Man right out of the ring, right over the top rope. And look at this one, Alfred Hayes, once again with the nightstick and the cap. Let's get the official word of this fantastic encounter. Slick. Still trapped in what has become a cell, Lord Alfred Hayes, for him. And the arresting officer is now Dusty Rhodes.
Well, he's handcuffed himself to Slick. And I don't see why he should do that. Quite honestly, it wasn't his match against the Big Boss Man. It wasn't against Slick, quite honestly.
Well, he certainly was the instigator, Lord Alfred Hayes. And I think the American Dream plans to take Slick into custody.
What on earth is he going to do? I mean, he's got Slick tied to his wrist now. I would say that he's easy prey for the Big Boss Man. However, this match did end up with a disqualification. And the winner, Dusty Rhodes.
You know what makes the world go round? Fuel makes the world go round, brother. And fuel is the thing we're going to talk about today. Because I got old Big Mac with me here. And when we feed Big Mac fuel just like humans, that fuel goes in here and comes right here, baby. And it turns around. And it makes him run so fast. It feels so good, just like we feel. And then that old fuel just eases up back here and, ow, there it is. Homemade fuel. And when you got fuel, you got this here, basic fuel. You plant this in your garden and trees grow. I mean, vegetables grow and it feeds nations. That's fuel. So what I'm talking about here is very simple. doo-doo is good for me. And doo-doo is good for you.
Hey, aren't you?
This contest is scheduled for one fall. Coming down the aisle with his manager, sensational Queen Sherry from Sarasota, Florida, weighing 245 pounds, Macho King.
Hello everyone, I'm Lord Alfred Hayes, and welcome to this exclusive Coliseum video match. Sitting alongside me, my colleague, here at ringside, His Eminence, Sean Mooney.
Well, that was a royal introduction if I've ever heard one. Lord Alfred Hayes.
Well, this is a royal occasion, is it not?
Well, I guess you could call it that. Macho King, Randy Savage, and sensational Queen Sherry arriving for this encounter. I don't see too many people on their feet, and the ones who are giving them the thumbs down sign, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Well, I think most people are awestruck by the presence of these two. They are very awe-inspiring, yes. Randy Macho King Savage is just a tremendous wrestler.
Well, I'll agree with that.
And has always been noted probably as the #1 logical contender for the World Wrestling Federation title now that he's not actually the title holder. And of course, Queen Sherry is the greatest lady wrestler of all time.
I don't want to question their abilities, Lord Alfred Hayes, but I do question some of their tactics they use. And this one individual certainly will and has.
Manager Sapphire from Austin, Texas, weighing 288 pounds, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
He is the American Dream, accompanied by his manager Sapphire, the common couple.
Yes, they wear unisex shirts there. I believe they interchange those, don't they, those shirts?
One size fits all in this case, that's what you're saying, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Well, there's a little sapphire, I think.
Yes.
Kid could move.
He certainly could. He had some really smart little dancing moves there, probably better than Sapphire.
Well, the royal couple is wisely staying clear of the ring at the moment as Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire continue to enjoy this reception. What a Coliseum matchup this is, Lord Alfred Hayes.
It is indeed. And this is an exclusive Coliseum video match too. And just watch the camera work that our Coliseum cameramen do in this match. They take you right inside this ring.
Well, we just watched Dusty Rhodes plant an elbow right to the head of the Macho King. But didn't stun him for long as he comes back with a vengeance. Sapphire, quick move there. The Macho King goes down with a good, strong clothesline. Both Sapphire and sensational Queen Sherry have taken refuge outside of the ring.
Well, I can't blame Sherry, quite honestly, for ducking out the way. Here's a 350-pound man tearing after her, trying to give her an atomic elbow.
Well, the Macho King certainly would have liked to have gotten his hands on Sapphire as well.
No, I think he was just playing around there. You know, it's just part of his game plan to spread a little chaos in the opposing rings.
Dusty Rhodes showing the Macho King a tour of his kingdom, each corner of this ring. Oh, the last one. The Macho King does a 360. Nearly came all the way around. Ends up caught up in the corner. Dusty Rhodes has really been taking after the Macho King. No respect for royalty thus far in this encounter.
No, obviously his game plan is to come in here and try and establish his authority on this belt as quickly as possible. But there you see he was distracted there, and that really is a bad thing to do. You must keep your mind on your opponent, not on somebody else who's got nothing to do with the match.
Randy Savage, who's long been known to take a battle outside of the ring, but in that case opts to bring it back in to center ring and lands a double axe handle on the top of the head of Dusty Rhodes from the top rope. And he is very agile from anywhere in this arena.
He is indeed, and he's showing how finely conditioned he is, because for the first few minutes of this match, he took a tremendous pounding at the hands of Dusty Rhodes. But look at him, he's coming back as if he wasn't even fazed by those blows.
Macho King had a good sleeper on, but Dusty Rhodes breaks free with that devastating elbow he has. Sensational Queen Sherry choosing an opportunity where she could sneak in there and get a shot in on Dusty Rhodes. And off the top rope, as I mentioned before, the Macho King dangerous from anywhere around the ring, came off the top rope there. That's a long way down.
Yes, that was a brilliant move there by the Macho King. He saw that Dusty Rhodes was an easy target for him, and he certainly wasted no time or that opportunity to profit by it.
Macho King keeps up the fight. You saw that one land.
And once again, our cameraman there in a very, very perilous position.
Sensational Queen Sherry, once again, takes a chance. Those kicks to the head of Dusty Rhodes seem to be giving him power, reviving him.
Well, we must take our hats off to Dusty Rhodes there. He certainly weathered that storm. And yet, look at that. He's felled by just a tap from a handbag. A purse, as it's known here, of course.
You would think by now that Dusty Rhodes would have been aware of the presence of Sensational Queen Sherry. And I don't think that was just purse, Lord Alfred Hayes. Wouldn't be surprised if she was packing some weights. And look at those shots with the high heels.
Well, she's certainly giving Dusty Rhodes something to think about there.
And Sensational Queen Sherry is relentless. And I think we knew it was only a matter of time before Dusty Rhodes could take no more. But once again, Sensational Queen Sherry accomplishes what she set out to do. Not only getting in some punishment of her own, but distracting the American Dream. Here's the count.
I really can't understand Dusty Rhodes. He was outside the ring. He weathered the storm with those heavy kicks to the head. He seemed to be in fine fettle, great physical condition, yet he didn't come into the ring to finish off his man. Why was that? Now look at this.
Macho King with the bell. He certainly rang the bell of Dusty Rhodes that time. Pardon me, Lord Alfred Hayes. I couldn't resist. Goes for the cover once again. Well, that was not seen by the referee. Otherwise, that certainly would have constituted a disqualification.
Well, it may have done, but this referee is just a little bit slow on seeing many things here. I think what he's actually doing is giving this a certain amount of tolerance. Don't forget, in the beginning, we saw Rhodes chasing Queen Sherry, Sensational Queen Sherry, around. He didn't do much about that. But look at this. Look at Rhodes now.
He defies the King once again. And Savage is really putting a lot behind those punches. Off the ropes, right into the elbow of Dusty Rhodes. Alfred, I wanted to mention that time and time again we are reminded what a devastating weapon Sensational Queen Sherry is at ringside.
She certainly is, and what great advice she's taken from her, what could you say, her protege there, the Macho King, to keep Dusty Rhodes occupied. It's quite a task for a young lady.
Macho King right off the top rope, but lands in the waiting arms of the American Dream.
Up until that point, Sean, Dusty Rhodes had shown tremendous stamina. I was rather surprised when he was able to make a concerted effort to come back against the Macho King after all the punishment he'd taken. But now what is happening here?
Well, Sensational Queen Sherry has thrown the purse into the ring, but Sapphire gets to it first. Gives it to Dusty Rhodes, the Macho King unaware. But he's very aware now. And who knows what kind of shape the Macho King is in right at this moment as Sensational Queen Sherry's plan backfires. Big time. And the referee, Danny Davis, continues the counts. And that's the way it is going to stand. The Macho King, Randy Savage, counted out. Let's get the official word.
As a result of a countout, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Sensational Queen Sherry attempting to help her king.
Let me tell you what, baby. You streetwalker from the street. If you want some of my brown sugar, get your big ass in there and get it.
Well, a challenge issued by Dusty Rhodes, asking Sensational Queen Sherry to get her big rear end, Lord Alfred Hayes. I think I think we're going to see another matchup right here between Sapphire and Sensational Queen Sherry. Wait, Sapphire has the purse. Sensational Queen Sherry turns around and gets nailed, just as did the Macho King Randy Savage.
Well, that was a most inflammatory statement there by Dusty Rhodes, and I'm not at all surprised that the people here are really responding to him as clearly as they should have done.
Well, Lord Alfred Hayes, you have to admit, that was a tremendous victory for Dusty Rhodes and another one for Sapphire.
Well, I see that he was a very lucky man to win that match. A trifle unlucky for the Macho King. However, Dusty Rhodes the winner.
Always fighting for the common man, the American dream, Dusty Rhodes. As you know, Lord Alfred Hayes is a well-traveled man. And smart enough to know where not to travel. Here, for instance. He was recently witness to a feat as precise as any military drill you will ever see. Take it away, your lordship.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lord Alfred Hayes for Coliseum Video. As you can see behind me, this vast arena is absolutely empty, and we're in Binghamton, New York. And in just a few moments from now, our incredibly efficient staff will set up this entire auditorium to accommodate no less than 20,000 screaming, vociferous fans. As we're a little push to make our 8 p.m. opening bell, the chaps are going to be in just one heck of a hurry. So I'll just move out of their way. Wow, that's more like it.
This next bout is scheduled for one fall.
Well, thank you, Lord Alfred. Maybe that's where they got the term army ants. Sorry. Shelling seems to have quieted a bit, so we ought to take time out for mail call. This is so the mail doesn't get ruined during the fighting. Opens just like this. There's a little trick to this, you know, these army things. Well, we do know that this month's fan favorite match was requested by Tom Anderisi from Modesto, California. He wanted to see Jim the Anvil Neidhart put an end to the faulty reasoning of the genius. Let the battle begin.
This contest is scheduled for one fall. In the ring, from Downers Grove, Illinois, weighing 252 pounds, the Genius. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we have a poem from the Genius. Behold the world's smartest man, so masculine and proud. The epitome of genius, amazingly endowed. A one-man wrestling renaissance. Just let your heart rejoice and bathe in all the luxury of my poetic voice. The best of my competitors are so inferior, I far outthink their greatest thoughts with my posterior. And when the bell has sounded on a stunning victory, I'll view that messy spot where my opponent used to be. And his opponent, from Reno, Nevada, weighing 281 pounds, Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Trouble with a capital T in the form of the Anvil. One half of the Hart Foundation.
You ain't just a kid. This here genius is going to have deep dead for him tonight, boys. He's in there with one tough scrapper, and I guarantee you tonight, this Jim the Anvil Neidhart ain't going to back down 1 inch, nor is he afraid of that little, what's called panty waist, the genius. Look at this guy. This guy's sickening, Gorilla.
Certainly is. Can't understand for the life of me what Mr. Perfect sees in this guy.
It's definitely got to be a business arrangement, if you know what I mean.
I'm sure.
Well, let me tell you what, old boy like that back home in Mud Lick, Kentucky wouldn't last as long as a June frost, if you know what I mean.
Why, look at the left hand.
Oh, my, don't you do it. Don't you touch that boy's left hand there.
He's not left-handed.
Look at him.
Oh, he's going to do a few stretching exercises here.
Well, you know, Gorilla, this guy is definitely in his own world. Now, I don't know what that world is all about or where he comes from, but let me tell you, I sure as the world don't want to go there. Do you?
No, definitely not. Anvil not happy. Wants to get things going.
I tell you, if this genius ain't careful, he'll get his field plowed here tonight by this old tough Anvil. This boy here, he don't play around. He's bad strong and bad tough, and he's been in the ring with just about every veteran here in the World Wrestling Federation, and I might add, he's held his own against all of them and won over most of them.
He certainly has. Of course, he's never met an opponent like the genius. I don't think I ever met an opponent like the genius. I don't ever want to meet an opponent like the genius.
Them some true words you're speaking right there, Mr. Monsoon.
But he's doing a mind job right now. Cartwheel. Slowest cartwheel I've ever seen.
Yes. Ooh, boy. This boy here is just a few bricks short of having a load, if you know what I mean.
Obviously, the genius not smart enough to realize, Hillbilly, that he needs a haircut.
He does. He needs to get back to that ballet class that he missed when he was in the 3rd grade, too, and do a little touch it up, if you know what I mean.
Finally, they lock up and whoa, power display by the Anvil. Genius not happy about that.
Let's see him dance his way out of that. That's going to be what's going to happen to him all evening here in Madison Square Garden tonight, Gorilla.
Well, you got to give credit where credit is due. The genius, very sneaky individual, very clever, smart, cunning, got all the tools necessary, you know, to be successful. It's the way he presents himself that bothers me.
And you know, you made a fine point there a while ago to talk about this long hair. He's complaining that the guy's pulling his hair. That might be the reason he has that long hair, because, you know, this guy is, in some kind of weird way, he is kind of a smart kind of fellow, you know. There he is, playing that long old hair again.
He'll use anything to get an edge. He's thinking now. In the meantime, you know the wheels are turning inside that cranium right there, the Anvil. He's figuring something out here. Wants to know whether he can get out through Penn Station or he has to go somewhere else to Grand Central, perhaps.
You better watch what he's doing. He might be riding an ambulance out of here after a while.
Anvil has put many careers on the shelf with that awesome power of his. No, you're not going to be able to match power with him, genius.
Yeah, he figures he's got it all figured out now. Look at him. He's done a little what you call calculating there.
Oh, right on his nose.
That thing will swell up like a Pinocchio in a minute there. A few more of them, won't it, Gorilla?
Going to complain now to the referee.
No, don't let him get in your face, sir. Lord, no. Look at him. Look at him. What's wrong with this guy?
Maybe he wanted the referee to kiss it. I don't know.
Make it better or something.
Wouldn't surprise me. Side headlock now by the Genius. Anvil won't stay in this very long. Guaranteed. He's out right now. Drop down, over the top goes the Genius, and whoa, did he put the brakes on? Well, I guess it's better than getting run over by that steamroller.
You doggone right, because he was fixing to. He took a major hike there, Gorilla. Probably was good timing on his part. You know, the old boy acts a little sissified out there, if you know what I mean, but he's got some pretty, what's called down-to-earth ways of thinking, too, sometimes.
He does at that. Got the name on the back of his tights, I guess, in case he leaves him somewhere.
Yeah.
Know who he belonged to. Oh, wasn't that a nice maneuver? 360 backwards over the top rope, back into the ring. Lucky he didn't run right into a clothesline when he came up.
Oh, that's in the future for him. The immediate future, if you know what I mean.
Trying to slow the big guy down with a side headlock, but Anvil will have none of that. Look out, he measured him, and he nailed him with a forearm. I saw it coming, Hillbilly.
Yes, sir, you can only do that. You can only do that at time two with that old boy in there. He's going to wind the clock up for you.
Well, that's your wake-up call, Genius. I don't know why the referee's admonishing him. The Anvil, he didn't do anything wrong.
Well, you know, best I can see it, near as I can figure it, it looks to me like this Anvil is just taking his time in there. He's having a little problem figuring out this Genius himself. He's going to have to realize that he's just going to have to go on and do what he does best. That's just take over this guy and do with him basically what he wants to in that ring, because he's big enough and tough enough and strong enough that he can do it.
He's got to just sit back, relax, go to a neutral corner here and bide his time and wait till this guy gets all the foolishness out of the way, decides to come back into the ring. Don't let him sucker you into anything.
Because you see, that's all he's doing. He's trying to get this guy committed, which he did right then.
He's getting wound up here.
He's committed a little bit here.
Anvil doesn't need to be running any foot race out there. Got caught. Got caught on the way back in.
Right to the eyes.
Standing drop kick. Oh, he's pleased with that move. Genius in control here because of a mistake.
Look at it. I can't believe it. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of circuses in the country which sure do themselves a favor to hire this boy. He sure is a circus entertainer if I ever saw one.
A few hard right hands. Now he's going into the breadbasket of the Anvil.
Got a little mean streak about him too, don't he, Gorilla?
He's a nasty person. You know, once he gets the upper hand on you, he's relentless. Swinging wildly now. Nice crescent kick by the Genius.
Yeah. Get him.
And Anvil can't see. He's been blinded.
Right to the eyes again.
Come on, ref, get in there. Break that up. They're both in the corner.
Well, Gorilla, like him or not, he's here in the World Wrestling Federation. He's made a name for himself, and he's really left his mark. I don't agree with his tactics and some of the things he does in there, but by George, he gets that hand raised.
He certainly does. Look at this. Come on, ref. Don't let him do that. Continues to go to work on the lower abdomen and the eyes.
I got a feeling that just directly this Anvil is going to gather his wits. He's going to come in on this Genius like he's never been counted on before.
Hard cross body by the Anvil. Down he went. 2 count only. And the Genius comes up swinging.
Look at that rascal. Right back on him again, boy.
Might be trying to use that tape. I couldn't exactly tell from that shot. He could be in trouble here.
Yeah. Genius dug in that eye. This referee needs to step in there a little bit now. This is just a touch out of hand here.
Genius made a poor choice of moves there. Fell right into the trap of the Anvil.
Oh yeah.
Stomach drop, inverted beauty.
Woo! He ain't gonna be promenading too much now for a while.
Can't go up on that second turnbuckle on the inside when you got a powerhouse like the Anvil sitting in the corner. The pendulum has swung 3 or 4 times already in this one. Oh, showing me some power. Had some leverage with it as well. Uh-oh, look out. 360 coming up. Oh! Anvil brought the knees up at the last split seconds. Stop that move.
That was definitely a bad, costly mistake right there. There's that long hair coming into play, too.
Certainly is.
I love it. I love it. Get you a mess of that hair there, Amber. Go on, boy.
Genius trying to get out of there, which was a good idea, but he didn't make it. And now it's payback time.
He's getting whomped upon right about now.
Irish whip. Whoa! Oh, blocked that move, but he telegraphed that tackle into the corner, and now it's a foot race again. This is a no-win situation here for the Anvil.
Yeah, he shouldn't do this. He shouldn't chase this guy. He's falling right into this Genius's program right now. Wait a minute.
There's from the outside.
There's that dirty rat.
Mr. Perfect nailed him.
No, this is not right. This. Can you believe it? But that's totally off. Now I'm sickened by that. That man did not have a chance in the world of beating this Anvil, if you know that.
From the outside with some kind of a foreign
The winner of this contest, the Genius.
Still, it won't go down in the record books as a victory for the Genius, but what a miscarriage of justice here.
Oh, there we go. What do you know? Here's Tom's letter. Nice picture of California, huh? If there's a match you'd like to see, write it down on a postcard and send it to WWF Fan Favorites, care of Coliseum Video, 430 West 54th Street, New York, New York, 10019. And please be sure to send only postcards. The letters take up too much room in here. With this next match coming up, it's only fitting that the shelling should start again. Broken neck and a stolen belt are at the heart of this very private two-person war. Wartime saga of Jake the Snake Roberts and the $1 Million Man.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and this contest has two important stipulations. Number one, there will be no disqualification. And number two, bodyguard Virgil is barred from ringside. And now, introducing the participants. First, making his winter home in the Netherlands Antilles, weighing 260 pounds, here is the self-proclaimed $1 Million Champion, Ted DiBiase. And his opponent,
Well, we didn't want to say anything above all that screaming and hollering and that music playing, but this one is finally underway here. Remember what happened here last month? We had some involvement with the henchman, with the bodyguard Virgil. Consequently, he's barred from ringside for this return match, and also no disqualification.
Well, I think that was about the best thing that could have happened, especially for Jake the Snake.
Me keeping quiet, or?
No. Not a fellow with a golden voice like you. Well, what are you talking about? Look at this Jake in here. This Jake told me just a few minutes ago, right back there in the dressing room, he said, Hillbilly, look at, he's going to snap it on that DDT with that guy Sharp.
Boy, did he back out of there?
He said, Hillbilly, let me tell you something, son. He said, there's only one thing that I want for this New Year's 1990 coming up, and there's only one New Year's resolution I'm making. And that is, I want to get rid of this Ted DiBiase. And he said, I want to get a bit of revenge for all the things he's said and all the things he's done and for all the moments, weeks, months of suffering I've been through. You know, this fella almost put Jake the Snake out of professional wrestling in the World Wrestling Federation. He almost took away his bread and butter from his family, and this Jake is mighty, upset about it, and he's got good right to be.
Forever.
Yes.
I don't know. I think that Jake the Snake, in my book, had a strong bargaining hand, and he didn't play it out to the hilt, in my opinion. He got what he wanted. He got two things. He got the no disqualification rule, and he got Virgil barred from ringside. But I think if he'd have pressed it, he could have got the $1 million belt put on the line as well.
You know he could have. You know he could have, because it was right there for him. But let me tell you, this guy here is so upset. He is so angry over what this Ted DiBiase has done to him that he ain't worried about that. He just wants to get his revenge in there. And let me tell you something. I know you said this to me before. This Jake the Snake Roberts is a changed man. He ain't the same fella he was before. He's not the happy-go-lucky kind of guy he was before. This guy here is dead serious. All he's got on his mind morning, noon, night is this $1 million man. And I'll tell you, he's going to get the job done, because I know this Jake the Snake Roberts. And anytime he sets out to do something, he pretty well does it. He's got Damien to back him up.
Boy, he certainly does. And at the same time, he always finds time to do community service work, too.
Well, that's right. This guy's got a big heart. There's no doubt about that. A big heart.
Right now, working on a nice arm wringer. I don't know, as he walked out here into Madison Square Garden, that sack looked a little extra heavy. That little ominous green bag looked awfully big.
You don't think it could be more than one in there, do you?
Well, wouldn't surprise me. Or maybe one large one. Oh, look at the leverage on the wrist lock.
Let me tell you.
You don't have any choice, folks, with that one. You go or you break your wrist.
This fella is hurting wrist, elbow, and shoulders, if you know what I mean. He's got all them joints just inflamed right about now. He's in pull this guy from pillar to post with that arm.
Nice chicken wing here. No! He's got that arm out away from the body, and that's where the severe pain comes from. Now if he just reaches around in front, takes a nice little reverse half Nelson, and could have a nice pinning combination.
He sure could. He's got a good chicken wing on a pretty fair buzzard in there, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
This guy right here, I just can't say too many good things about him. There ain't too many folks I got any bad things to say about him. But this guy here is just, he is just scraped the bottom, if you know what I mean. This fella here is a teetotaler. He's a snook all the way through, if you know what I mean. And nobody, I don't hear too many people saying too many good things about this $1 million man. You know?
Well, I agree with you to a point, Hillbilly, and the point is that you can't deny the capability and the wrestling ability of the $1 million man. You can't take that away from him, because he certainly has it. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in the position he's in today.
Well, let me tell you, there's no pushovers in this World Wrestling Federation. This guy right here has
I mean, he bought a lot of things.
Yes,
Don't misunderstand me.
Right. He has.
He bought Brother Love. He bought the Weasel. He bought Heenan. He bought Virgil. He bought a lot of guys.
He bought the belt one time, if you remember.
He did.
World Championship belt. I thought that could never be done.
And then was stupid enough to get away, literally.
You doggone right.
By not knowing the rules. Give me a break. Jake the Snake still working on the arm wringer. And that's what you got to do with a guy like DiBiase. Pick out one part of the anatomy, go to work on it. Now he's turned it into an outside wrist lock.
Yes, he has.
The most painful of all kinds. And both of these guys are well aware of what pain is all about.
I just wonder how much money tonight this $1 million man would pay to be out of this hole that Jake the Snake's got him in right now. You
Well,
know?
he couldn't buy his way out of the match. The contract was signed. You either sign the contract or surrender your license.
Exactly
As
right.
simple as that.
No way out. This match is pretty much no way out tonight, too. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to be able just to hide behind a disqualification tonight. They're going to go to the finisher tonight.
Well, pinfalls count, I would assume. Count-outs will count.
Yes.
Submissions, of course, count. Only disqualifications do not count.
Well, there's one good thing about it, and I'm mighty proud to say we ain't got to see that big gored head Virgil out here tonight. That guy's got $1 million body, and the head looks like it was pulled before his right, don't it?
Well, he certainly looks after the $1 million man, no question about that. I've seen him in action on a number of occasions, and he's a dangerous person.
Yeah. Well, you know, I guess it's a two-way street there. I think that $1 million man looks after him just by that big Mercedes-Benz that big Virgil drives around.
Yeah. Jake the Snake so far winning this battle with the armbar, with the wrist lock. Even though he's down on his back, he's still got control. Look at that.
You knew that was in there. He never gave up an inch on that, did he?
That's what it's all about.
He just weathered that little storm and hung right in there. And he's still being the aggressor here tonight.
Leverage and ability and tenacity. So important in your repertoire.
You know, Gorilla, I got to pass you out a compliment right now. You know, from viewing some of the matches you had, that's one thing I can say about you. You use everything to your benefit. Size, weight, leverage. You didn't sit around there and wait for something to happen that wasn't there. You just took what was there and made the best out of it. And
well,
to me, that's the market of a champion.
I thank you. Coming from you, it's a real compliment. I thank you. Of course, Hulk Hogan never gave me a pair of wrestling boots.
Well, now, you can't have everything.
I guess not. I guess not. DiBiase finally got out.
Wait a minute here. Here's Jake back in them ropes, got himself tied up there, and he's in bad shape right now.
He's literally hung up. It's DiBiase's job here to turn him loose.
Oh, he sees it now.
That's Danny Davis's job here to turn
Yes, he is. He should be busy trying to get him looser.
Look at that, going to work on the side of the neck that he injured so severely.
He is. He's going to work with one arm, Mo. He's got that left arm hung in there pretty good. He ain't doing much with it.
Come on, ref. Push the guy back.
There's that neck. I hate to see this. Now, he's risking injury again here. There's no doubt about it.
Show some authority, Danny. Well, he's out now, but the damage has already been done.
Yeah.
Oh, landed that right on that approximately third cervical vertebrae. It was so severely damaged that the doctor said to Jake, you'll never step inside the ring again.
Sure did.
Well, he proved a lot of people wrong,
but you know, I gotta say this now. Jake knew this going into this match. He knew he suffers quite an injury all the time. He knows he has problems even now, and he knows he's risking it again every time he goes in there. So, you know, he's a grown man and a tough man at that. He's got a lot of guts, but you got to wonder sometime if guts overrule your better way of thinking sometime.
Well, a lot of times they do,
yeah, that's right.
And a lot of times you pay the price for it, and you do get your career terminated, like Chief Jay Strongbow did. You know, he didn't realize it when it was time for him to leave the ring.
Yep.
He stayed around till he got his clock clean good, and now he can hardly get around at all.
Yep. Virtual cripple.
Got to draw the line somewhere.
That's right, sir. You sure do. Competition, though, is one thing. When you got it in your blood, can't hardly ever say die. You're going to fight to the end, fight to the finish, because, you know, folks like that, that's all they know.
Well, it always helps to have something to fall back on besides your behind.
You're exactly right, sir.
Whoa! Jake the Snake in deep trouble here in Madison Square Garden.
Boy, this guy here's having him a hoedown now. He's happy as he can be, ain't he?
$1 million man starting to unload with a heavy artillery on that injury, that past injury that Jake the Snake said was okay. Obviously, it's not.
You know, I noticed Jake's arm and shoulder there a while ago. It looks like he might have a little bit of numbness sitting in there. Maybe a little bit of he might have got that nerve injured again. He's grabbing his head again there. This guy's in pain. He's having a little bit of maybe that temporary, what do you call it, paralysis.
Well, I can't see Danny Davis doing this, but the referee has at his discretion the ability to stop this match at any time. You know, if he feels that you're in a career-threatening situation, you know, for the sake of someone's career to stop a match, I don't see anything wrong with that.
This DiBiase's screaming for him to get to his feet. Get up. Ask him if he wants more. Look
so
at
I
him.
can knock you down again.
Yeah, well, see, he's got that.
Oh, power driver! Oh, nailed him!
That's about it, Gorilla. I don't see it come out of there. That's about it.
Could be all over here. $1 Million Man gloating, but not covering. He wasted about 15 valuable seconds there. And Jake with a foot on the bottom rope. Now, about 10 seconds ago, he wouldn't have had the ability to do that.
No, sir. Especially if he grabbed that leg like he should have.
$1 Million Man may have a lot of money, but not too much smarts between those ears.
This $1 Million Man, I think he's more interested in punishing that fella than he is really getting that pinfall. It looks like, don't it? He just wants to, he's just intent on this. Look at him. Oh, no. Now he's back there again.
Got a reverse chin lock
sure
now and really doing
boy,
some damage to the neck.
Yeah. He's really laying on him. Jake's right arm looks like it's just totally gone. I don't think he's got any feeling in it now.
You know, I noticed when he first returned after the injury started to heal pretty good that there was still, it was visible. You could see the atrophy in that arm.
Yeah, he had it's a horrifying injury that fell to their head. You know, of course, injuries are common here in the World Wrestling Federation when you got this caliber athletes in there and big men, strong men. Something's got to give, and a lot of times it's in the form of an injury. But I'll tell you, you know, we all have had our share of injuries. I'm sure, I know you have too. And but when you got a neck injury, that's a whole different horse of a different color there.
Referee checking the arms of Jake the Snake Robert, but in the meantime, his shoulders were down on the canvas. He wasn't checking that out very closely.
Jake's got a little life left in him now.
He's starting to get that second wind. That old adrenaline is starting to pump now into that bloodstream. And these fans will give you that little bit of extra edge you need too. Whoa, what a clothesline by DiBiase.
Boy, he walked right into that one, Gorilla. Full tilt, sons. Straight ahead.
Decapitation time.
Ooh. Mercy.
What a shot by the $1 Million Man. Now continues the onslaught. I don't know why Jake doesn't just roll out of the ring and take a break. Take a little hike for himself. Buy some time.
You know, Gorilla, he might be so broke down he might not be able to get back in that ring.
Referee just asked him if he wanted to quit. He said definitely not.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not in those words, but he said no. Thank you. But he could just slither out underneath that bottom rope and take a little walk for himself.
Staying with that chin lock, isn't he?
Well, that chin lock is affording him the time to work on that neck some more and still control, make Jake carry his body weight.
That's right. He's leaning right on him, too, isn't he?
Sure is.
Right on him.
Body weight.
That's right. He ain't wasted no energy with this hole.
Plus, who knows what he's doing with that right hand?
Yeah.
The end behind the neck there. Oh, look at the leverage there.
Boy.
He's going to do it again. Here it comes. Nice move.
Leaning on him.
Do you see this left shoulder here, Danny? That one has to be on the canvas, too, when you're counting. Boy, referee has a tough job here.
Boy, it's difficult.
Especially with me sitting here.
Yeah.
That makes it even tougher.
It's easy. It's easy to sit up here and see what they're doing wrong, but let me tell you, when you're in there, it's a whole different ball game, you know?
Boy, I've been asked on so many occasions if I would care to guest referee a number of matches.
Don't you do it.
I always say, no, thank you. No, thanks. Going for the cover again. 2 count. No. Jake comes out the back door. I don't know how. Look at him. Those eyes are rolling back.
Now, I'm beginning to think right now that DiBiase is getting just a little touch frustrated. I think he's about ready for this to be over.
He's waiting. Second turnbuckle on the inside. $1 Million Man perched up there. Jake doesn't have a clue where he is. Double axe handle, no.
That's right.
Jake out of the way.
Done just exactly what you said. He had enough presence to roll out of the ring, get him a little time there. Bought him a little time there, Gorilla.
That's where he belongs. He belonged there a long time ago. Now the $1 Million Man coming right out after him, and The referee as well. Smart move there. Nice knee lift by Jake. Not a whole lot behind it, but had the leverage. And now he's starting to unload. Irish whip into the corner. Follows him in. Oh, knee right in the mush.
Man. He had it rolling there, I think, for a second now. He had him going, but doggone it. Right a clear blue sky. He just dropped that knee up there, and he run full tilt right ahead into it.
Almost like by design, Hillbilly, that $1 Million Man let him do that. Took 2 or 3 shots to the head. Took the Irish whip into the corner, knowing he'd be following him in a mile an hour, 10 miles an hour, or whatever speed, 100 miles an hour, and he was waiting.
This guy thinks like that. You're exactly right. That's his way of thinking right there. Give a little to dish out a whole lot, right? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He's got it on. He got the sleeper on him now. Oh, boy.
$1 Million Dream slapped down here.
Yep. And I mean, he's got a ton of it on him, too. He's snapping that neck back there. If that don't do some damage, I'll be surprised. Woo!
Jake the Snake fading here.
Yeah, he's fading fast, bro.
But he made it to the ropes.
By the hair of his chin right there, son. Well, he's not giving up, though. He's staying right on him. Jake's getting out again.
What a knockdown, drag-out, Pier 6 brawl here in the Garden. And this guy getting the worst of it.
Man alive. Well, it don't look tonight like this $1 Million Man needs that Virgil much tonight, does it, really?
Doesn't appear that way, does it?
Oh.
Getting the job done all by himself. Oh, look at that move. Fool around and talk to the referee, and that's what happens when you don't pay attention. Jake wants him back inside.
Wait a minute, Snake's taking a little, he's taking a little trip.
It's what was a high knee off that second turnbuckle on the inside.
I like it, I like it. Wait a minute, he's firing up now. He sees a little blood out of the corner of that mouth.
Checking his teeth
out. Look at this, boom.
Oh, there's that short clothesline. Usually the DDT follows that.
Here we go. Listen to this crowd, would you? Listen to this crowd. Ooh, if that won't make the hair stand on the head, won't nothing.
We're going to see it. Here it comes. He locked it in. Oh,
right there. That's it right there, boys. Woo, Katie Barlow doing. Turn out the lights. This part is over.
The DDT was laid on in.
Turn it on. That's right.
This place has gone bananas. Jake the Snake Roberts pulling a DDT out of nowhere. Slapped it on the $1 Million Man.
Yeah. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Jake the Snake. You got what you wanted, son. Right here tonight in the greatest wrestling ring of all. Madison, now we're going to have a little bit of icing on this here cake. You know what I mean.
We're going to see Damien. Referee trying to stop Jake the Snake, but at this point, believe me, there is no stopping.
Oh, boy. Now, this right here.
Look at Damien coming out all by himself.
Oh, boy. This right here would bring a tear to a glass eye, if you know what I mean. Wait a minute. What's Danny Davis doing? Well, wait a minute. Jake's got him a belt here.
Well, Danny Davis pushed the $1 Million Man outside of the ring.
There's Virgil.
Oh, there's Virgil, who was barred.
What's he doing in here?
Virgil grabbed the belt and ran.
Oh.
Jake the Snake got clobbered right at the end there by the bodyguard Virgil. That's going to cost him a lot of money.
That's a little bittersweet there.
He was officially barred from ringside, but I think when Jake the Snake gets back and gets in the locker room, into the shower, and thinks about this and thinks about how sweet it is to have put the DDT on the $1 Million Man.
Jake might not have the $1 Million belt, but that battle ended with a clear victor, DDT style. Time now to take you from the physical battlefield to the battleground of the mind, a bit of WWF trivia. This type of mental tune-up is essential for quick decision-making in the heat of combat. We'll start you up with some basics.
Time now for our exclusive WWF trivia test. Let's start with WrestleMania 1. What was the first match in this first WrestleMania? This is rather tough, but you've got to keep up on your facts. It was Tito Santana versus the Executioner. How many of you got that? Okay. In that same WrestleMania, who sang the national anthem? Well, if you guessed Tiny Tim, you were way off. It was our own Mean Gene Okerlund. Next, how much weight did Dino Bravo allegedly bench press to give himself the title of the world's strongest man? You know, quite a bit, 712 pounds. From what three cities did WrestleMania 2 emanate? Good show! New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles is the correct answer. Now, who were the female co-hosts in each city? New York first. It was Susan St. James on the East Coast. How about Chicago? Kathy Lee Crosby in the Midwest. Now, Los Angeles. Yes, that dark seductress, Elvira. On to numbers. What was the record-setting attendance in the Silverdome for WrestleMania 3? Well, it was 93,173. Unbelievable. Here's an easy one. What is the name of Sean Mooney's identical twin brother? Here's a hint. Only 3 letters. Awfully Scottish name, you know. Ian. Okay, in WrestleMania 4, who did the Macho Man Randy Savage defeat for the WWF Championship? Now that was easy. Ted DiBiase. Who made his return to the WWF in the Brother Love show at WrestleMania 5? It was the Rowdy Scott, Roddy Piper. And finally, what rank did Coliseum Video give to Sean Mooney on this battle of the WWF superstars? Well, that's it. Take it away. First Lieutenant, or as you might say, First Lieutenant.
Are you sure these were all the right answers? I mean, I know my trivia, and I didn't have a clue. Not too hard a trivia test, was it? Got them all. Well, right now in the Battle of the WWF Superstars, we have a match involving Mr. Perfect and a very extraordinary individual. Well, ever since his entry into the World Wrestling Federation, he's been making waves, and more recently, history. Every time he runs into the ring, he instills a primeval fear in his opponents. His wild hair and wild eyes, and that intensity, you can almost touch it. You know he has come for one reason, to do battle.
Coming down the aisle, the challenger, weighing 257 pounds, and he is the new Intercontinental Champion, Mr. Perfect!
Welcome to this exclusive Coliseum Video match. And of course, my colleague alongside me, Sean Mooney.
Hello, Alfred Hayes. So we've got a great matchup brewing here. You can see when the announcer, Howard Finkel, announced the Intercontinental Champion, Mr. Perfect, he gave kind of one of those looks like, well, who else did you expect to see? And they are about to erupt here. That's all that needed to be said. The Ultimate Warrior arrives with a flurry And listen to this, Lord Alfred Hayes. It's deafening in here.
I've never seen anybody come into the ring so absolutely psyched up the way the Warrior does, the Ultimate Warrior. He really raises everybody to their feet. This entire stadium is rocking.
Well, Mr. Perfect has had enough of his posing, but it looked as though they were just taps. Those blows he attempted to land on the Ultimate Warrior. And that chop right there knocks Mr. Perfect right over the top rope and onto the arena floor.
And the power of this man is evident by the way he just chopped Mr. Perfect clean over the top rope out of the ring. And Mr. Perfect now trying to recover. And this bout is only, well, it's less than 1 minute old. So it looks as if this is going to be a long, long day for Mr. Perfect.
All it seems that early attack by the Flawless Champion did was to enrage the Ultimate Warrior. And Mr. Perfect is feeling every bit of it right now. Series of body blocks. Perfect once again staggers to his feet. And once again finds the arena floor.
It would appear that Mr. Perfect has absolutely no answer whatsoever for this onslaught being waged by the Warrior.
It has not let up one bit. The Warrior just drags Mr. Perfect back into the battle and smashes him face first to the canvas. Perfect has spent more time off his feet than on them.
And he's certainly been in and out of that ring just like, well, a proverbial yo-yo, you might say. And Warrior's going to throw him back in. No, he's going to beat him again on the outside. He's not going to pin him there. He'll have to get him back in, and that's exactly what he does.
Devastating chops we've seen thus far. One took the Flawless Champion right out of the ring. That one before outside took him once again off his feet. He nearly did a complete flip. And now trapped in the corner.
Referee Dave Hebner remonstrated just a little bit there with the Warrior, but not enough in my opinion. The Warrior is really on top of his man. He's pressing home his attack until just then.
Perfect must have gathered up every ounce of strength he had to get free, to dodge that catapulting Warrior.
Well, he allowed the Warrior there to assume complete confidence and believe that he was in absolute control or ultimate control of this match. And then Mr. Perfect struck. He really is a brilliant ring tactician. And look at him now, a tribute to his physical condition. He's hardly breathing hard.
Well, you've got to think that Mr. Perfect is thinking payback at this point, now that he has the upper hand and fist. And this time it's the Warrior who is forced out of the ring. And Perfect knows he cannot let the Warrior recover. Keeps right after him.
Both these men absolutely relentless when they're on top. And this bout living up to all his expectations. We knew it would be a really hard-fought contest with absolutely no mercy shown on either side.
Mr. Perfect with the Intercontinental belt. He's not holding it to show it off right now, using it as a weapon. As this encounter is wild, out of control.
Both men
Good
now
chop by Mr. Perfect.
facing the danger of being counted out, just beating that count back in.
And it's the Warrior who's been in trouble the last few minutes. Mr. Perfect keeping up the onslaught. He knows you cannot let the Warrior have a chance to recover. Off the second rope. But despite the punishment the Warrior has been receiving, he seems to be growing stronger every second.
Yes, he's trying to muster up some sort of strength and courage as well, although his courage has never been in doubt.
Another blow off the second rope, but doing little to the World Wrestling Federation's champion. Obviously drawing strength from somewhere. Nearly taken off his feet as Mr. Perfect continues to try and chop down this tree. And now all the way up to the top rope. This time the Warrior is knocked off his feet. But that took everything Mr. Perfect had.
Yes, that was a less than perfect maneuver, though, by Mr. Perfect. I didn't really think there was a great deal of force behind that off the top corner post, and I keep my eyes very, very carefully indeed upon the Ultimate Warrior, although he's beginning to take a little more punishment now and show signs of that.
Attempting to set in the perfect plex. He lands this. It could be over for the Ultimate Warrior. He lands it. Count of two, but the Warrior quickly breaks free. And not too many superstars who have gotten away from that blow. The Warrior comes alive. A fury of clotheslines. And again, bouncing off the ropes. Flying tackle. And Mr. Perfect is hurt. Here comes the count. And the Ultimate Warrior battling back from adversity.
And still, World Wrestling Federation champion, the Ultimate Warrior!
Successfully retains the World Wrestling Federation Championship. And this encounter against the Intercontinental Champion, Mr. Perfect. And what a spectacular victory it was, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Absolutely. Both men moved at blistering speed. Both had perfect physical conditioning, although in the end it was the Ultimate Warrior who lasted a little longer than Mr. Perfect. He judged everything quite right for his conditioning, and he came through victorious in the end. What a great and well-deserved victory that was for the Ultimate Warrior.
What better way to end this battle of the WWF Superstars than with a man who certainly lives up to his name, the Ultimate Warrior. I hope you've learned some valuable lessons during the last 2 hours of combat. I know I did. Be sure to look for Coliseum Video's next release, SummerSlam 90, coming to your local video store on September 27th. For the World Wrestling Federation and Coliseum Video, this is First Lieutenant Sean Mooney signing off.
For a free Coliseum video catalogue, write to Coliseum Video, Post Office Box 1311, Fairfield, New Jersey 07007.